Let's start class. Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me today in my over-analysis video. Today we're going to over-analyze downward facing dog, and I do have my book here for reference because guess what? I don't know everything, so I like to refer to my text, right? Its Sanskrit name is Adho Mukha Savasana. This is a pose that you will be frequently in a yoga class, or at least hit it up once or twice in a yoga class because it's like a jack of all trades in the yoga positions. There are a couple different ways to get into this pose, and I'm just going to go over two different ways. These videos specifically are meant to give you a really good foundation in one or two poses. And so we're just going to overanalyze downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Alright, the first way to get into this position is we can go onto our hands and knees. So, tabletop. Our wrists are directly under our shoulders, and our knees are directly under our hips. We want to press our full palm into the ground. We're going to tuck our toes, breathing in, looking forward. We're going to breathe out and press those hips up. So, because our knees were directly under our hips, our feet are hip width apart. I like to walk my hands forward just a little bit. Fingers are pressed into the mat while the palm, so fingers are spread all the way out, palm is pressed into the mat. Head and neck are relaxed. We're pressing our chest towards our thighs. We're pressing our heels down. You don't have to touch the ground. We're just pressing them down. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. We're obviously doing our ujjayi breath, of course, right? If you do not know what ujjayi breath is, I will do another video on that. And that would be not a position, but an over-analysis of breath work. Alright, so let's come back to tabletop. The second way to get into our Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog, is standing up. So this is part of our sun salutation, which I like to do a sun salutation 3 to 5 times in my daily practice. We start in mountain pose. Hands are down by our sides, shoulder blades are rolled back. We're going to breathe in, lift those arms up, breathe out, diving forward in a forward fold. So I'm just doing the first part of my sun salutation, but usually whenever you go into downward facing dog, you're in forward fold or high lunge, right? So breathing in, looking up, flat back, breathing out, lowering, always breathing through your nose, even though I just breathed through my mouth. Alright, breathing in, looking up, breathing out. We're going to place our hands on the ground. Feet are still hip width apart. Hands are now framing these feet. A lot of people say you can hop back into plank, but I find that some people, they dive too forward, right? Their strength in their abdomen or low back is not there to do that. So we are going to step one foot back. This is our high lunge. Other foot back. We are in plank position. Plank position is almost like downward facing dog, but not really, right? So in plank position, to prepare for downward facing dog, wrists are still under shoulders. Palms are still pressing into the ground. Toes are tucked. Breathing in. As we breathe out, we're lifting those hips. We can either walk our feet forward a little bit, or we can walk our hands back a little bit. So everybody's body is different. Your heels might be way up here. As long as you're feeling the stretch and pressing them down, that's where you want to be. In this position, you want to take 5 to 10 breaths is usually good. Once again, checking your neck, making sure it's relaxed, checking your chest, making sure it's pressing towards your thighs, zipping up those abs, and pressing your full palm into the mat. To get out of this position, we can always just bring our knees down and sit back. So I'm reading Anatomy of Fitness, Yoga, A Trainer's Inside Guide to Your Workouts. I bought this from Five Below for $5. It's been amazing. I love that they have these amazing pictures of the muscles and the positions, and they have so much information. Anyway, so this position strengthens your arms and legs, stretches your spine, hamstrings, calves, and arches of the feet, aids in digestion, although I would not do it if you have GERD or acid reflux directly after a meal. Do not, because you're upside down. You don't want to promote your food coming back into your esophagus. But all of your other digestion systems, it does aid in. It helps relieve menstrual cramps, and it helps relieve headaches. I wonder why it helps relieve headaches. If you have low blood pressure, shoulder injuries, or torn hamstrings, this position should be avoided or modified. This position, Adho Mukha Savasana, is the jack of all trades. This is why we hit it up so much in our yoga class. We want to stretch the full body, and you see your cats do it, you see your dogs do it, you see lions, tigers, any animal that is on their hands and feet like tabletop, they get into this downward facing dog position consistently because it stretches the whole body. It's an amazing position. I really hope that you try to overanalyze this to get in the position and then strengthen your abs. Let your neck out long. Press your hands into the ground. All of these things are going to really help you get the foundation that you need to have an amazing yoga practice. Thank you so much for joining me today in this overanalysis of downward facing dog. I hope that you check out our other videos and that you stay safe, stay healthy, and namaste.